Look at the Miami skyline at night, and you see a city of glass and light. But in the shadows of this consensus reality, magic is real, and the people who wield it are paying a steep price. To secure protection from the ancient goddess Hecate, a local cabal of mages bound their souls to her. Now the invoice is coming due. Blake, a physicist accustomed to sudden scientific epiphanies, is drowning in a suffocating cognitive fog. Theodore, a jazz musician, keeps seeing the manifestation of his dead friend Oscar standing in the corners of rooms, warning him that the goddess is trying to gild him, to cleanly cut him off from the world. The isolation is spreading through the entire team. Dylan can no longer channel the fantastical personas that used to guide his actions. Meanwhile, Stephen, the cabal's spirit worker, realizes he is being stalked by a new, eerie triumvirate of ghosts that watch him closely from the edges of his dreams. Hecate kept her word. Her divine protection successfully hides their magical signatures from their enemies, but this safety operates as a transactional leash, slowly starving the cabal of the connections that make them human, and they are running out of time to deal with their external threats. In exactly 48 hours, the cabal is expected to deliver a massive, rolling shipment of refined human blood to the Tremere, a powerful local vampire clan. Blood the cabal does not actually possess. Hoping to stall, Blake places a high-stakes call on a burner phone to Blackwood, the Tremere's logistics operative. Playing the role of a naive scientist, he bluffs her. He promises a delivery that is cleaner, faster, and customized for whatever long-term ritual the vampires are building. Blackwood takes the bait and agrees to a physical exchange. But instead of delivering the refined blood, the cabal is bringing a duffel bag. Zipped inside that bag is Tully, a hostile, mutilated Nosferatu vampire willing to be used as bait. The cabal has no product, no backup, and zero margin for error. Outgunned, they are forced to leverage supernatural predators against one another, hoping to survive the collision. The trap is set for dusk at the Perez Art Museum. Blackwood arrives on the forecourt flanked by a uniformed detail of tailored ghouls, mortals physically bound to the vampires by blood. But Blackwood didn't come alone. A man in jeans and a black hoodie steps out, levitating on nothing above the waters of Biscayne Bay. He raises his hands, and the coastal atmosphere violently twists into a localized thunderstorm. Blake attempts to turn the environment against the newcomer, pulling the kinetic electricity from the storm to strike him. The levitating mage simply catches the lightning in his bare hand. He condenses the energy into a sphere and hurls it back, killing Blake instantly. For one long heartbeat, Blake is dead on the pavement. Then, Theodore raises his saxophone. He plays a single, impossibly long chord, tearing the fabric of time backward to undo the fatal strike. In the restored timeline, the cabal adapts. Dylan fires a phosphorus-tipped arrow straight through the mage's magical shield. Theodore hits another sustained note, locking the molecules around the mage to freeze him in a pocket of fourth-dimensional time. With the enemy immobilized, Blake signals the perimeter and calls in a targeted drone strike. Walking away from the museum alive meant breaking the laws of physics. That kind of extreme reality manipulation comes with a massive debt of magical paradox, a cosmic backlash the universe will eventually collect. While the shootout rages on the museum's forecourt, Stephen feels a sickening pull on his soul. Realizing the attack is happening on a second front, he drops to one knee, draws a chalk circle on the pavement, and pushes his hand straight through the concrete to enter the umbra, the spiritual reflection of the physical world. He falls into the upside down. Here, the museum is hollowed out, drained into a sickly ash-gray nightmare where gravity is inverted, and the echoes of the gunfight above sound like they are trapped underwater. A faceless creature lunges for him out of the gray film. Stephen holds his ground. The alchemical mixtures sitting under his skin and the protective runes etched into his body repel the monster's claws, buying him exactly enough time to draw his revolver and fire 2 consecrated bullets into its mass. Through the clearing smoke, Stephen sees the true source of the attack. It isn't a mindless spirit. It's a terrified human college kid, frantically reading aloud from a gold-tooled Greek grimoire to summon a second wave of monsters. The Tremere are waging a coordinated military operation, hitting the Cabal across both physical and spiritual dimensions simultaneously. When the smoke clears, the Nosferatu broker leads the Cabal to a new safe house. It's a decaying property completely erased from the city's digital records, ordinances, and public conscience, a place society collectively agreed to stop seeing. In the overgrown backyard sits Baba. Weighing nearly 800 pounds, she has remained entirely immobile for so long that her pale body has biologically fused with the rotting roots of a colossal banyan tree. Under the banyan's canopy, the Cabal restrains their captive, Blackwood. They begin a careful magical ritual to break the dominate spell buried in her mind. Peeling back the vampire's mental layers reveals a traumatized, mind-wiped victim, a woman forced into a service she never consented to. Unlocking her memories reveals the actual architect of the blood operation. Jonas Webb, the Tremere apprentice managing the shipments, takes his orders from Paimon, a Goetic king of hell. Summoning this demonic entity cost Webb 60 human lives, just for a few hours of instruction. The Cabal now holds a terrifying piece of intelligence, but it leaves them at a dead end. They can execute Blackwood to protect their secrets, or hand her over to another vampire clan. Having sacrificed pieces of their own souls to fight monsters, they now have to decide if killing a victimized captive makes them identical to the enemies they hunt. The Tremere are collecting anomalies far removed from the blood operation. During a solo heist earlier that night, Dylan infiltrated Blackwood's office vault and found something entirely unique. Inside the vault sat an impossibly fine, living miniature landscape enclosed in a glass terrarium. And sitting quietly beside a tiny fire in that confined world was a living, translucent blue woman who looked directly up at him. The scope of the enemy's hoarding goes beyond simple blood magic, leaving the Cabal with a lingering and unpredictable mystery for their next move.